Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Afika binti Masli, and for this presentation, I will explain my part, that is introduction. New public management, or as known as NPM, is one of the reformation system that have been applied in most developed and as well as developing countries. The aim of implementing this NPM is to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of government services. In this article, we will focus on public enterprise and discuss details about political appointees and corruption that occur in public enterprise. Political appointees are an individual person that we choose by politician to hold key position in these enterprises, and sometimes without the consideration of merit, viewing the qualification or experience. While political appointments can help align public enterprises with government policies, they also can create opportunities for corruption to be occur, especially when the appointees prioritize personal or political interests over public service. They take the position not because of their responsibility, but just for fun or for the profit. Okay, next we look at the problem statement. Why the corruption can be happen in public enterprise. First, nepotism and cronyism. With the power that they have, political appointees will abuse of power by bringing family members into department. For example, when there is an open tender session for a project, the political will share all the info with the friends or family members so that they can easily get the project. The process of the evaluation maybe will be put aside or removed. No such qualified professionals needed, and this undermines the efficiency and fairness. Second, mismanagement of funds. Political appointees might misuse resources, award contract improbably, or engage in embezzlement. This leads to financial losses and poor service delivery. Funds that should be given to those who are deserving or in need will not reach or be received by the right person. Third, weak governance and oversights. The issue of lack transparency and accountability. As mentioned earlier, political appointees that through the simple process, or we can say through illegal process, will take easy on the accountability. They do not have a feeling to help others and just think themselves only. This will create an unhealthy environment where corruption can flourish without consequences. The last one, policy manipulation. Political appointees may direct the enterprise to serve political goals, such as securing votes, rather than focusing on the organization's intended mission, distorting priorities and encouraging unethical behavior. That's from me, and I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day, everyone. My name is Nila Rohaina binti Bota, and today I'll be sharing my part of literature review on the topic of political appointees and corruption in public enterprises with a special focus in Malaysia. Public enterprises or PEs are government-owned corporations and operate in sectors like energy, transport and agriculture. In Malaysia, examples include Tenaga Nasional Berhad, Malaysia Airline System, FEDA, and previously 1MDB. These enterprises are supposed to serve the public and drive national development, but they are often influenced by political appointments. Political appointees are individuals placed in top leadership positions due to political loyalty rather than professional qualification or experience. In Malaysia, this is quite common. For example, in 1MDB, keyboard members were politically connected and didn't question suspicious transactions. This contributed to one of the largest financial scandals in our history. Another example is FELDA, where top leaders approved controversial land deals and hotel purchases, raising concern over governance and financial losses. These cases show that political interference can weaken oversight and increase the risk of corruption in public enterprises. Let's move to the second part of the review, key findings and research gaps. Among Literature shows a strong link between political appointments and corruption. These appointees often bypass standard procedures, resist audits, and prioritize political interests over public accountability. In the cases of 1MDB, billions were allegedly embezzled through fake partnerships and offshore transactions. Auditors were ignored and whistleblowers were silent. At Felda, land was sold below market price and hotels were bought at inflated costs, all approved by politically appointed leaders. Despite these cases, there are still major gaps in research. For instance, there are not many studies comparing the performance of politically versus professionally appointed leaders in public enterprises. Also, the influence of political culture on governance in Malaysia is still under research. As a way forward, scholars suggest stronger implementation of corporate governance reforms, including independent appointments, transparent reporting, and better enforcement of the Malaysian Code on corporate governance. In conclusion, while political appointments may serve short-term political goals, they often come at the cost of long-term public trust and financial integrity. Thank you. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Sir Mujibu and everyone. My name is Mazato Akila binti Zambi and I am pleased to have this opportunity to present our topic today. I would like to begin by thank you for your time and attention. Today, I will be presenting on meteorology part and I hope this session will be informative and engaging. Without further delay, let's begin. Our study relies on a secondary research designed to explore the link between political appointments and corruption in public enterprise. Rather than collecting new survey or interviews, we analyze existing articles, reports, and official documents already in the public domain. Second, why secondary data? We choose secondary data because it is fast, cost-effective, and rich. Vast information is already online, much of it free, and even paid sources remain available, so we can redirect time and resources from the data gathering to deeper analysis. The third, main online sources. Our core sources include official government portals, anti-corruption agencies such as MACC, peer-reviewed journals, and reportable news outlets like the Star and Bernama. This platform provide verified fact and detailed case material. Next, benefit of this approach. This method gives us both breadth and depth. We cover many sources while digging into each case, all without the time and cost burdens of fieldwork. It is also enhanced transparency. Anyone can trace our claims back to publicly available documents. The fifth, ensuring data credibility. To keep the evidence reliable, we only use items with clear authorship, proper referencing, and corroboration across multiple reputable outlets. Priority goes to data already vetted by official bodies and academic peer review. And the last is data analysis approach. Our analysis is qualitative content analysis. We code themes such as appointments pathways or bribery patterns, pulling illustrative examples directly from the articles. Because we focus on narrative depth rather than numeric trends, quantitative tools are unnecessary for our objective. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
In this section, we analyze the key focus, features, and aims of new public management. First, the key reform focus on decentralizations, which shift decision-making closer to local levels, encouraging more tailored public services. It also emphasized accountability, holding individuals and departments responsible for outcomes. Finally, it introduced performance-based management, where result and efficiency matter more than just processes. Second, the key features include privatization, where certain public services are handed over to private sectors. There's also outsourcing, which allows governments to contract out services to reduce costs. Lastly, it promotes technology integration, using digital tools to modernize service delivery. And third, the main aim is to create a more efficient, transparent, and citizen-focused government. It also seeks to rebuild public trust and cut unnecessary spending, which can help stimulate economic growth. While new public management has its strengths, it also comes with serious risks. Firstly, it can increase political interference, as the decentralization of power sometimes open the door for manipulation by political actors. Secondly, some leaders take advantage of the system to appoint their political allies into key roles, not based on merit but loyalty. Lastly, this weakens meritocracy in public leadership, reducing the chances for competent professionals to rise and lead effectively. So while the structure looks efficient in practice, it can lead to deeper problems if left unchecked. According to the OECD summary report, appointing political leaders without merit leads to serious consequences. It often results in weak leadership, where decisions are made for political reasons, not for performance. These leaders can manipulate systems to serve their own interests, increasing the risk of corruption. As a result, the economy suffers. In fact, state-owned enterprises lose up to 3% or more annually due to issues related to poor leadership and corruption, and that's a conservative estimate. Let's begin by looking at two global cases of political corruption, which is Bangladesh and South Africa. In Bangladesh, researchers used what's called a dictator game to test how politicians respond to money. They were given a choice, which is to keep the money for themselves or use it to donate it to charity. Unsurprisingly, many chose to keep it. Bangladesh has been ranked as one of the most corrupt countries in the whole world. This corruption continues to affect core institutions like the parliament, the election process, and public services, all of which have seen little to no meaningful progress. In South Africa, the problem centered around irregular appointments of ministers and state-owned enterprise directors. These appointments were closely tied to the wealthy Gupta family, who used their influence to benefit their private business in areas like ICT, real estate, and media. For example, two immigration officers were even appointed in India just to support their business dealings, showing how far political favoritism had gone. So, what can we learn from these two countries? Uncontrolled political appointments open the door to state capture, where elite families or individuals basically hijack the state for personal gain. This leads to a serious loss of public trust as people begin to feel the system is rich, and globally, it damages a country's reputation, making it harder to attract investment or diplomatic support. That's why we need a clear and transparent appointments process, strong anti-corruption enforcement, and independent oversight bodies that keep leaders in check. To prevent this kind of corruption, three main approaches are essential. First, merit-based recruitment. This means selecting people based on their skills and experience, not their political connections. A transparent process with job postings, clear criteria, and fair interviews help build public trust and improve performance. Second, OECD guidelines for SOEs. State-owned enterprises board should be independent and professional, free from political interference. Board members must declare all their assets and business ties to avoid conflict of interest. And former ministers should not be allowed to immediately jump into SOE positions, which is a cooling off period is vital. Finally, additional reform is needed. Government must empower anti-corruption agencies, run external audits, and prove that integrity is non-negotiable. This requires bold and systematic changes if you want to rebuild trust in public institutions.
Now, let's proceed to the next part of the presentation, which focuses on conclusion. To conclude our presentation, new public management was introduced to make public services more efficient, transparent, and accountable. However, in practice, these goals are often blocked by political appointments. When people are chosen based on connection instead of qualifications, it leads to corruption, poor decision, and weak governance. This not only affect the performance of public enterprises, but only reduce public trust. Even with reforms, if political interference continue, NPM cannot achieve its true purpose. That's why it's important to have fair and transparent hiring, clear rules, and strong monitoring system. Only then can we improve public services and restore confidence in government institutions. Let's conclude our presentation. Thank you once again, Sir Mujibu, for your kind attention. We truly appreciate your time. Thank you.